Welcome back. We switch gears now to talk about promoting a legacy of non-violence in the Niger Delta. In September 2013, the U.S. State Department launched a conflict mitigation initiative in Nigeria's Delta region. Nigeria plays a critical role in Africa's stability, and the United States has a strong interest in the country's peace, prosperity, and security. And that's where this issue, or it's a film, Dawn in the Creeks, that's where it comes in. And we have in the studio gentlemen to tell us more about Dawn in the Creeks. To my right, I have the U.S. Consul General, Jerry Hawkins. Thank you so much. Jeffrey Hawkins.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And the creative mind behind Dawn in the Creeks, Jetta Amata. Thank you for joining us. On my left, I have Mr. Bismarck Riwani, who is a member of the Niger Delta Legacy Engagement Board of Advisors, and of course, Reverend Father Edward Obi, who is the chairman, Niger Delta Legacy Engagement Board of Advisors. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, let me start with Mr. Hawkins. The U.S. is interested in this. Why?
Right. Well, Nigeria looms very large in our Africa policy. This is a hugely important country, and Nigeria's success really is American foreign policy success. And so we looked very carefully at the parts of this country that maybe could use some attention or help, and the Niger Delta was one of those areas. A lot of work to be done, and obviously a lot at stake for us and for Nigerians. And so we reached out for partners. And you see a small part of our large Nigerian team here today. Some of the most committed, creative, and brilliant people in the country are part of this exercise, and you have three of them here with us today. And so they've taken the lead front and center. Jetta has created a remarkable television show that's appearing on channels and other stations. The board is responsible for a much larger engagement that goes well beyond that, well beyond just the show Dawn in the Creeks, which is outstanding and everyone should watch. But there are a lot of other engagements designed to convince the people of Nigeria living in the Niger Delta that nonviolent alternatives exist, can be pursued, and that there are people out there that are working on good things. And the message is good. The star power and the brain power is clearly there, and the United States government is very, very proud to be supporting this initiative.
Is it, when you look at the fact that there is an element of fear that might be involved, that if things break down in the Niger Delta, what we experienced in the past might come back? Is that part of the reason that American government feels that we really must not allow that to happen ever again?
Of course it is. And I mean, there have been elements of progress in the Delta, and obviously the amnesty has certainly reduced the level of violence, but it's our fear that that violence could potentially come back to haunt the region, and so it's our hope that the people involved in this project and all of the people in the Delta that are so deeply involved in this can turn things around and really promote a positive view of the future in the region.
Okay, Jetta, when you look at what you're doing with this, talking to people in the creeks and reaching out to young people, old people, what is it you expect to achieve with this kind of program or content?
Okay. To better answer the question, I'll tell you this. In September, when the CG, when he had this gathering in his house to unfold what the U.S. government thought and how they would love to have partners, I got in a conversation with him. I hope you remember, Jeff, where we talked about, I kept saying, look, you guys have to do this, you have to do that, you have to help us to make sure this and that. And he paused me and said, no, not us, you. You have to do it. They're your people. It's in your hands to do it. So that's the same message I take back to the people, to tell them, this is our thing. It is our responsibility. We can have support or help from governments outside, Nigeria, but it's our home, it's our thing. He's going to leave. He's not going to be Consul General of forever.
Sadly, I'd like to stay.
Sorry, pal. he will leave, but when he goes, it would be us. It's our home. They're our people, and that's the message I took out there to the people. And from there, I was able to pluck a couple of people to say, you think a little like me, you think there might be some measure of hope. Let's work together.
So what kind of stories are you getting out of the creeks now?
Look, it's amazing. I haven't done anything as important as this. I have to be honest with you. I haven't done anything as important. I told you this close to 10 years ago. You did something for me in the UK, big premieres, and I made a speech about this is the best thing that has happened to me. That's close to 10 years ago, right? I'm sure you remember.
Yeah, I do.
But now this is a different situation. Then I was making a film to talk about things. Now I'm working with people to make a difference using media. You know, so the feedback, the people, I'm meeting with ex-militants. I'm meeting with people who are at the very bottom of the society.
What we're seeing there, where is that and what is that about?
Oh, okay. Okay, now this is actually Ozora in Delta State, where I'm actually telling them that, look guys, I have a 5-year-old daughter. And she's in the US with me. Okay, but how would I feel bringing her home and not being scared that some kind of violent outbreak would happen? So it's, what do we do as Niger Deltans, as Nigerians, to make it safe and conducive for our children?
Okay, let's hear it as it is going on now, right now.
It don't happen. Problem of this area. When una go want put inside film to show like Udwagan, to say we not fight to, but na so we go like make this thing work.
The police themselves, today in our kingdom, most of our youth, they have no right to speak when there is truth. So these are the problems we are facing here in our region.
Okay, and now, Mr. Rwani, how is this film going to help Nigeria's Niger Delta?
The film is only a part of a broad initiative. But you have to step back and ask yourself, what is this initiative set out to accomplish? First and foremost, Niger Delta's region, the Niger Delta region, is probably the most prosperous region of the country, theoretically and nominally. But within that region, the proneness to instability and the proneness to conflict is much higher.